Okay, so today we are starting with Sotapanna. Okay, so basically, what does Sotapanna involve, and how do you come to know you're a Sotapanna or not? So the process is like this. Supposing I am a person who is introduced into Dhamma. Okay, it's not that I was bad or anything. I was following some religion, but somebody, some friend of mine, introduced me to Buddha teachings through some techniques. Can be some technique, can be anything, can be Thai or Burmese or Sri Lankan or Indian or Cantonese or Chinese or whatever it is, some form. And right, and then I attend one retreat. So let's take the Burmese technique, which is popular, and let's say I do the Ubakin or I do the side or Mahisi side or technique or maybe Webu side or some side of Burma. And I feel interested in it. It's gave me a good thing. But in all of this, I find that I'm not able to do it at home. So I need to rush to the retreat, just like a patient and a doctor. Every now and then he visits the doctor. So every now and then I go to the retreat. So one fine day, I decide to understand this whole process myself. And I find that need to agree with 5 precepts. And I'm a very rational human being. I don't believe in any traditions or any religion. In fact, I'm an atheist, basically. I don't like this dogmatic way of life. And I find all religion, including Buddhism, is very dogmatic. Dogmatic means that you need to accept, you need to say you agree with it. And there's a lot of these puja kind of things, which I don't like. I don't want these rituals. And I find that Buddha Dhamma doesn't have ritual, but I find that everybody is following ritual. So I have a lot of doubts, right? So then what next? So what I do is I then look at a pragmatic approach to this thing. So I take for myself a 3 month. That's my thing. By 3 months, there's no rationale why it should be 3 months, or why it shouldn't be 6 months or 1 year or even a month. But I'm a person who may not adhere to the precepts because I might have a lot of doubts on the precept itself. And then I agree for 5 precepts. So I take 3 months' time. And I get interested in Sutta through suttacentral.net, and some friend of mine sends me that maybe if you want to read this, read it. So then I feel interested and I find one nice sutta where it talks about remorse feeling, meaning you feel not okay actually. That's the thing. And I catch that. I find when I tell lies, there's some stress, some uneasiness that if my lie is found out, that means I'm not happy. So now I know this suffering because I'm always worried what would happen if somebody were to catch my lie. I don't know, right? So, and same thing with stealing. And I find, oh, same feeling comes, same feeling, exact the same feeling of lying is stealing, exact same feeling. Now, when I did a retreat, they were talking about something called samvedana, which I don't know what it really means. They called it sensation. But now I find this feeling is totally different than nothing to do with samvedana there or whatever was taught to me. Then I start getting confidence in Buddha because I find this feeling is really hard hitting, actually. Then I find a sexual misconduct, meaning I have an affair. And every time I meet her, there's restlessness. I'm meeting this girl, and I have not told my wife that I'm having a parallel relationship with her. But I'm always scared of getting caught. So the scare, the fear is consistent. Actually, the reason why I'm not happy is fear. And then I do the fourth one, and I find that I might not kill anyone physically, but I'm always out to damage someone because I feel either competitive or I feel jealous or I feel this person should be getting all that and I should be getting it. So I might not physically kill him, but I'm looking at spoiling his career, spoiling his life, or whatever. Again, the fear continues. And then the fifth one, when I drink, I'm scared about driving. I'm not confident, actually. So I pretend confidence. So I find, let me take 3 months' time and see what happens. So the first thing I do is not to go to parties. Because that's the most easiest of the other four, because I'm already having an affair. So I can't break that instantly. But the easy thing I can do at present is because since I have an affair, I'm going to lie to my wife. And since I drink, I'm going to lie to my wife as well, saying that I didn't drink. Right? So then I give an excuse that I had only one peg. But she tells me that you have mouth stinks and you are not in a very good condition when you came inside. Anyway, I stopped drinking. The moment I stopped drinking for 1 month, I somehow did that alcoholic anonymous or whatever it is. I met some friends who stopped drinking and trying to get motivation from them. Whatever the case may be, I did not drink for the whole 1 month. There is a complete satisfaction in me that I can be very rational and very logical in my approach than earlier. Because I was so much drunk and I don't know how to take care of problems. Now that I'm not drinking, it's easy. So I get confidence. Now that confidence takes out the fear. So now it's not about whether I believe in Buddha or I don't believe in the Buddha. It is about looking at whether I have a fear or I don't have a fear. That's all. So at present, I don't have any fear of driving, of smelling, of taking irrational decisions, all of that. But I'm a very rational human being. But during drinks, I talk nonsense. And then my friends have been telling me, Vilas, if you drink, one problem you have is you talk and talk and talk. And I keep on talking. And somebody recorded it. And I couldn't remember how did I talk so much on so many things which was actually made no sense. So it was nonsense. So I started talking nonsense because of this. Then I find from the Buddha Dhamma is that it's not only lying, I'm slandering when I'm talking. While drinking, I'm slandered a lot. A lot means a lot. I not only slandered, I'd also had harsh speech. So by stopping drinking, I stopped lying, basically, because there's nothing to lie. I'm in my most logical, rational state of mind. I didn't have to lie. Then the second thing happened. There's nothing to slander. Because if I don't like someone, fair. Now I find from the Buddha, if you slander, what happens is that you are again under threat, again under stress. And I'm a student of biology, so I know how brain works, how amygdala is, and all of that I've known for years. But I didn't know how this really creates the limbic structure, creates this problem. So since I know biology and chemistry and physics, it makes it even more interesting for me to open up and see. See, like I said, I'm want to be rational. I don't want to be religious. And I don't think anybody's spiritual, because the spirit means again religion, basically. There's nothing called spiritual. I don't know why they use that term. So in fact, I don't like any one of these. I'm very scientific temper person. I don't believe in God, rebirth, this, that, so many things, and they've made it, messed it up. But Buddha Dhamma has it all. So I want to investigate. I'm a real investigator. I want to know whether something like that exists. Okay. So I don't like it, because these things are something which makes no sense for my current living. Anyway, coming back to this point, I saw for myself that by not drinking, I stopped lying, I stopped slander, I stopped being harsh, using the words properly, and then my nonsense talks are gone. So one stone, one target, one stone, four targets. Good. So far, so good. So for the whole month, I watched that I didn't go for parties to drink, so I don't slander, I don't lie, I don't use harsh speech, and I don't talk nonsense. So I was very happy. What Buddha says makes sense, because you will not have remorse, and the person who doesn't have remorse is in joy. I am in joy. I'm not having fear. So now comes the strange part, the strange phenomena. I was looking at my wife and my this girlfriend, new girlfriend, and I find both women are the same. They have basically the same nature. They would like you to possess. My wife is possessive, and so is this girlfriend. And I find she wants me to meet at this time. If I don't meet her at that time, she's angry with me, upset. Then I did say sorry to her and gift her. So I keep on seeing I'm doing exactly the same thing. It's of no use. So I sit in a park and I evaluate between the stay of my wife and stay with his girlfriend. They exactly mean the same. The only thing which is different is the taste of the flesh. But the smell of the flesh is the same. She also stinks, and this wife also been stinking. She's also having periods, and this lady also has periods. And I have, let's say, two children with this, and maybe another one or two or three with this new one. So ultimately, I'm going to have so many children to support. Oh my God, this is too much. I had not thought about it. So then I see that, oh, you have to do so many things to just maintain a relationship. So what I do, I sit in the park, evaluate all of this happening, and then since I don't drink, I don't do any of these, I get courage to inform this girlfriend that, you know what, I'm going to tell my wife. And she never knew that I have a wife in the first place. So I tell her, you know what, I'm already married. Okay. So I'm telling this to you because now I have found what I was doing was wrong. So she's upset. She shows, put tantrums and blah, blah, all that. And I accept it. It's my mistake, right? So I accept it. And then I come back, tell my wife and two children that I was having an affair for the last 6 months. And they all are upset. It's fine, fair. Now I flared it up, but I didn't get flared. In fact, I feel relief. It's the most happiest day in my life is to confide to both the parties that I did a mistake. It's a mistake. Yes, I agree. Now we'll see what happens, but I'm out of it. So my wife says, you're a cheater. I say, yes, I did cheat on you. And this girlfriend says that you are a cheater. I say, yes, I'm a cheater. Absolutely right. Now that's it. That's the end of the story for me. Yes, I cheated. I agree. Now, the only it comes to financial now of the cheating. Maximum, I have to give something to this lady and something to that lady. But it relieved me from this fear. Now I find the same thing in the office. I was trying to find what is the cause for my jealousy. It's comparison. Without comparison, I can't be jealous. Ah, that's the point. Only if I say he has grown up and I've grown down, that means if you have an idea of up and down, and then only this happens. Otherwise, it's not. Then I find this guy also is taking the same food. I'm taking the same food because we both stand in the same line, taking our plates and filling our plates with food. And I watch. Is he eating something different than what I'm eating? I don't think so. No, the washroom is also not different. Actually, I was amazed at Buddha. What a person he is. Because this is created, but the shit is not created. It's the same pot. Whether I sit on it, even he's a manager, or if he's got a promotion, double promotion, he's going to shit in the same place and go to the same urinals in the office. So I once stood where he stood for urinal just to try, and nothing happened. It's just still a urinal. It's just pissing. So I come back and I look at the ceiling. I find all these years I was stupid of comparing. With what? With the same shit and the same urine. And the person who is coming is another piece of like me. There's nothing like a manager or whatever that is. This shook me completely. And that stopped my urge of stealing or stealing. Anything he did, I wanted to take it out from him. Then I felt not worth it. Or if I go to a shopping mall, I had this urge of stealing. something just for the sake of it. Because they had put steal the show. So I had remembered, okay, you have to steal it. The show has to be stolen. Then I felt stealing is bad. Absolutely bad. Because there's nothing to steal. Everybody is using the same place, same thing. I also saw, I had lunch with my manager. Ultimately, when he eats and keeps it, somebody will come and wash it, or he is putting in the dishwasher. The dishwasher doesn't care a damn whether it's given by the manager or by me. It doesn't wash very well if it is a manager's and it wash shabbily, it is mine. No, it doesn't even know who is the manager here or who is me there. And I find this plate has to go for wash and this spoon has to go for wash and same is mine. So there's anything different. And the t-shirt and shirts or whatever we wear, the tie and the coat or whatever, they're just artifacts and anything else. There's nothing, it's just covering up this shit thing from outside. Because inside is dirty. So you require something to put it outside. So that people don't throw stones at me. Same thing with my manager. And that resolved my confusion forever. In just a month time of doing what Buddha said me to do, be on morality. Not what Webu Sayadaw said or some other Sayadaw said or Ubakin said or some Ajahn or whatever said. I don't care much about them. But I care a lot about what Buddha says, not about them. Because they are having dogmatic ideas. They are having traditions. I don't like any traditions. So now I find this is working. So when I see this, I'm not taking any rod or stick or whatever at that time they were taking, but now we don't take rod or stick, we take emails. It's the same thing. We take social media. It's the same thing. So character assassination is assassination still. The person is alive, but you are making him die in your mind. So I felt, oh, I'm sorry. So I did one thing. I and my manager went for a, let's say, team outing. And then my manager said, hey, Bilas is so blah, 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 all that. So I said, hey, you know what? I just want to share something with you. Then he says, what happened? So I tell him the entire thing. He says, come on. Are you sure you're doing all of this for me? I said, yes. And I'm sorry about it. But you know what, Vilas, I can take action against you. I said, that's fair. That's absolutely fair for me. My whole of my existence of fear is gone. It's completely vanished. So now I'm fearless. I have never felt such a fearlessness in my life. Now I don't have a concept of death at all. It's amazing feeling for me. Amazing means I don't know what to say, how to say in words or phrases or sentences. Just this much what I did from the Buddha in just a month. I have taken 3 months to test it out because I'm very pragmatic. I'm very investigative person. And I was devastated to see myself crying, saying that what a person he is. And then I start searching the suttas to understand even more better. Then I hit upon one sutta by name Pena Pindupama Sutta. And that talks about form. So I start watching the body as a form. I think I'll give now, since I'd taken 3 months sabbatical kind to work on Buddha Dhamma, so I'll take this Pena Pindupama Sutta, which I thought will take me another 2 months. Surprisingly, just took me 2 hours to understand this body is like a foam. Then I start watching everyone is like a foam. A dog I saw foam, a cat I saw foam, a rat I saw foam. Everything is a foam. This body is a foam. Excellent. Then I remember my feeling, that feeling which came in the heart, which increased my BPM, beats per minute, because of fear. Now, when I watch my BPM, it is very low. So I know this is the feeling what Buddha is talking about. You know it is dukkha, you know it is sukha, you know it is adukha sukha. It's neutral. Now there's nothing that I need to go and investigate or go to some course or some to retreat or some stupid thing there. I can find it myself here. So now I understand what is the feeling. And then I was shocked to see the simile given by the Buddha. It's like a bubble. Absolutely, it bursts. See, each feeling comes and bursts, and you feel based upon the object. So this pena or the foam, if it is looking like a woman, then there's one feeling. If it's looking like an iPad, is another feeling. The same foam looks like a man is another feeling, whereas it's looking like a sun is another feeling. Ah, now I get it. Oh, it's bubbles. Perception is like a mirage. Wow, this is true. The same foam looking like an iPad as the perception of an iPad and an iPhone and wife and son and like that. What a stupidity I had. So then, sankharas, I wished, let it be like this and let it be like that and etc. Then there's nothing to wish. And when I was in the retreat, they were saying a lot of sankharas will come. I was wondering, how will they come? They come on the body. So I was confused on this. But when I saw what Buddha says, it pacified me. I knew what is a sankhara. It's just volitions. Whatever I'm wishing it for, that's all what it is. And the wish for good is a sankhara. Wish for bad is a sankhara. I want this, I don't want that, is the sankhara. So that is sanchetana. Chetana means intention. Sanchetana means completely intending, let it be like this. Just like during mathematics days of mine, when I was writing formulas, I used to let x be so and so. That's exactly what it is. X can have any value, but I'm setting a value there, which may or may not. And since I'm a software engineer, it's more easy for me to understand this value can be a Boolean argument, can be a numerical argument, can be anything. I can send any value, but truly doesn't have any value. Just because I say let x equals to so and so doesn't mean that it is truly there. What a stupid of mind. And that's the reason Buddha says in that sutta, when I was reading it, it's like a banana trunk. You keep on removing one and after the other, just like an onion, peel it, and peel it, and you find nothing inside there. No hard thing can be found. It looks solid. Yes. The wife looked solid to me. Let the wife be like this. Let my colleague be like that. But actually, there's nothing solid there. So I understood. And then the vijnana. I didn't understand this vijnana stuff, actually. So I struggled a lot. And then I got to know when in another sutta, he says how to understand vijnana. Sweet, sour, like that. Ah, got it. I understand. That means the recognition, just the cognition, just knowing. So if I know she's my wife, it's cognition. I can now cognize it totally different as well. And hence he's called magician. Only a magician can make something not there to be truly there. When I see this foam body and when I see my wife's foam body, I am making myself as Vilas and she as my wife, which is magic. So then I understand. Oh, got it. This is the upadana, what he's talking. Upadana means grasping. So I learned a little bit of Pali because now I'm wonderstruck at Buddha's teaching. And now I have a greatest of the moment which I was wanting it to happen. The story goes like this. The delusion of wife and office, etc., goes away. There's no longer in the Pali word moha. I was deluded to think the person whom I'm talking is a wife. The person whom I'm interacting is a colleague. The place I'm going is an office. And the place I'm staying is a home. It's a delusion. Why? It's actually a building. I'm making it home, but still a building. So the Vijnana, the consciousness, cognizes both as a home and also as a building. Actually, it's just a building. But I can make it a home. And when I make it a home, I experience home. So now I find, here is the thing, here's a trick. The trick, magician, right? So the moha went away. And if the moha is removed by anicca, dukkha, anatta, which is what the three characteristics, it's anicca because it arises and passes away. Yes, the building arose and passed away because the building was not at all there. Something got constructed, and when it's constructed, it's called as a building. If something is gone, it's not called as a building any longer. In the same way, the child is come and then it's grown and then it is matured and it's got married. You can then only say it's a wife. Otherwise, there was no wife. That means I'm 100% sure I was never married when I was born. So if I was not married before born or when I was born, how can I be married now? It's foolishness. That means marriage is a conventional way of saying, whereas reality is that you are never married. So I am taking the convention to be real, and that's my problem now. That's the moha. So I saw anicca because girl, has been growing like this. And at a time when their parents felt appropriate and when my parents felt appropriate, they just made a certification. They just printed something and then they said, we are giving our girl to you, like that, which is what is there to give and take. I don't understand this. Basically, I felt it just a convention. It's fine. If 10 people agree on that, it's termed as something like Bangalore. Yes, everybody says this is Bangalore. So everybody agrees to this terminology called Bangalore, even though Bangalore is just a conceptual, it just stays on paper. You can't find Bangalore when you land here. I saw that for myself. And hence the raga and dvesha, it means attraction and repulsion. Pali is a very nice language, but since I don't understand Pali much, and they use something else, now I understood what exactly raga is. It's attraction. Get attracted to the color of that. So you color it and then you get attracted to its attraction and repulsion. Dvesha is actually repulsive. It's something you don't like it, and something you like it. Now, I like my wife. I don't like my wife because there is wife. If there was no wife, how can you like and dislike it? And for the very first time in my life, I attained, got, stayed in Nibbana because there was no raga, dvesha, moha. And that brought tears in my eyes because I saw I don't have anything, no conceptual reality. Then I was right. I didn't have to go to a retreat. Why? That's all you're supposed to know. So I stopped all of these. Anyway, I was not interested in any of these traditions. So I gave up. And I also gave up my wrong way of living. Samma ajiva is what is called in Pali. So my life is now dedicated towards welfare of oneself and others. So I'll take professions which will ensure that I have the right conduct. Even though I'm agreeing by organizational ethics, but I'm also looking at personal ethics. Not that organizational ethics is lower or personal ethics is higher, like that. Personal ethics is the moral values with which I became a Sotapanna. And then the one which is said by the society or by the organization or state or country, whatever. So there are some certain rules you need to take and then just be with that. So that changed my state forever. Not now, forever. Now, when I look back and see, I am now ready to embark on this liberation path because of my sila, because of that first sutta which says a person with remorse cannot get liberated. And the fear is there in every one of us because we don't know what to do with it. So we have to go to the gods or to go just ignore it. But the fear remains. Now I have two comrades with me, very nice comrades. One is moral shame and another one is moral dread. They both sit on my shoulder, watching over me in everything I do. So, adhisila is what Buddha says. Adhisila means higher sila, morality. What is higher here? These two guys sitting here is adhisila because they don't allow me to do any mistakes. So if I were to go through the Buddha teaching and I can say, Idha bhikkave bhikkhu silava hoti patimokha samvara samvutto viharati achara gochara sampanno anumattesu vajjesu bhayadasavi samadaya sikkati sikkhapadesu. That means now I can see for myself that I am following the precepts for me. Patimokha is for as I understand, is for the monks. But for me, this is sufficient. I don't require so many of them. Sufficient. Now I have graduated to make it 10 immoral deeds. So that's what happened to me. The four vachi is gone, that's speech thing, because I stopped drinking. The only thing I had to work on was on abhicca and vyapada, which I'm going to come next. But and michhaditti, because now I've seen for myself as Sotapanna. Now my ditti has to change. Now, how do I know my ditti is changed? Let's take my own story, what I've said to you, and how you can see it. Number one, my doubt is gone, because I thought about doing 3 months and I found what Buddha says is perfect, it's working. I don't have any doubts or perplexity or indecision. No. Now comes the crux of the problem. That is there a future birth? Or is there a past life? Is there a father as a real father, a mother as a real mother? Then being generous and all of that is makes sense or doesn't make sense? These questions I had a lot of these questions, didn't know where to vomit it out. So then I saw that this doubt came into existence because of an underlying fear. What fear? The fear is where I will be reborn. So I want to ignore that and saying that there's nothing like that. The fear is there in every one of us. It's not only mine, every one of us. But now that I have Sila, I find the past has no bearing on the future. So I saw another sutta where Buddha says, people keep on asking, what was I, where was I, who was I, blah, blah, with what I became, with what I will not become, etc. And who am I, what am I, etc. And then what I will be. These are the three perplexities. Now I am not perplexed. Reason being, I know that I am fully moral. It doesn't matter much to me now where I would be born. Doesn't matter to me. It might matter to others. All of a sudden, it's not I'm quoting just like that. I genuinely don't have that issue anymore. It's surprising. Just a month back, I was having all of these questions. Then I found out why these questions come. Their basic questions are there in every given person is because he's insecure. He doesn't know whether whom he's following, just like I was following the Sayadaw's method and the Ajahn method and this method. I'm still in fear. Actually, I'm insecure because I don't know that's the right thing or do. People kept on telling me, Vilas, you follow this, you follow that, and it was making me nervous because something works, something doesn't work, and then they say parmi is required, and I don't know what this parmi means. So now I started catching on the dogmatism. If something doesn't work, they put something else. I don't want like that. And I saw people basically doing so much to the monks and other things. I was feeling, what is this? And I only see them eating all the time. Basically, all that what you do is you take a cartload of food and give it to them as though they're buffaloes and cows and goats and all that. But what do they do in return? That was my question. And they just say something and doesn't make any sense to me because I want to see for myself what change I can get. So I went forth with some of my friends who took me to some monasteries, and I found no difference between Christian. Being a Christian is the same, absolutely the same. Same church, same priest, and same archbishop to bishop, and all of these guys are the same. What difference? So I felt not okay. Then I saw in the Hindus so many temples, so many things. It's good, but Makes no sense. The same thing. Then I found the Jains, huge temples, but basically doing the same thing. Then the Islam, exactly doing the same thing. So I found no difference between Buddhist and this and that. It all means the same. So I was mesmerized by a word which Buddha uses as a fetter. This good fetter. Yes, it's a fetter because I was not fitting into it. Others are fitting into it, but I am not fitting into it. What is a fetter? Sila, Bita, Paramasa. Paramasa means misunderstanding that Sila and this Vrata, the austerities, vows, and following the precepts, going to give you liberation. On the contrary, no. And many of my friends who moved from a different religion to Buddhism thought that they have come out of the rituals. I tried my best in explaining to them the Gatha, what you're reading, is actually a ritual. It's absolutely a ritual. No, they say, no, we are not having rituals. Okay, then what about the flowers you're putting on the feet of the Buddha? No, out of our, what do you mean out of your what? It's ritual. You're exactly doing the same thing what any other religion will do. So what difference are you finding? I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it. I told my friends, you can do it. But basically, you're doing exactly the same thing. In another religion, they do it in one way, you're doing it in another way. The process might be different, but the end result are the same. And they were saying that, no, you don't understand. This is Buddhism and all that. I said, forget it. And when I saw it in the Buddha, I was very happy because I did not have this fetter. And by the way, it is called Sanyojana in Pali. So I was wondering, oh, Sanyojana. Then I looked at Sanyojana. It means connection. Just get disconnected. So you got disconnected from doubts. You basically get disconnected from this ritualistic viewpoint, and also get disconnected from self-view. That's a ditti change. That's a view change. It's a huge change. What I saw for myself, because when there is no upadana, there's no holding on to anything. That's it. There's no self. Or what self can I call? Is this rupa the self? Is the form the self? No. Is the water bubbles the self then? No. Is a perception of the water bubble, there's a self then? No. It's a perception which is coming, and can you wish, let the bubble be like this, let this foam be like this? No. There's no self there. Okay, the cognition of these bubbles bursting, can you make it to go another way around and say that let it be like this, let me cognize like this? No. So in cognition, there's no self. No. So in the rupa, there's no self. There's no Vedana as self. There's no Sanya as self. There's no Sankhara as self. There's no Vijnana as self. That means there's no self. It's gone. And the second time I got this experience, again I had Nibbana. So now this Nibbanic experience became real. Now I find what Buddha says is extraordinary. It's indeed extraordinary because now I can see as soon as the moha is cut, raga dvesha is also cut. As soon as the moha comes, raga dvesha comes. So there's no point in working out on raga. It's attraction. You see the behind what is getting attracted to. The eyes don't get attracted to the object. The consciousness which appears on that makes it attractive. So in the consciousness appears the moha, the delusion. In the ear appears the delusion. In the nose, it appears the delusion. In the tongue, in the body, and in the mind. What does that mean? Let's say from the beginning, from my young age, I've been fed with idli. So the cognizing is idli, which is a moha, basically. Why? Because there's liking to idli. Like if I give to my son, he doesn't like it. He says, I require dosa. So I like idli, he likes dosa. But he's born in the same family. We've been eating idli from the childhood. So when my child was born, we gave him idli. He started disliking it. But his tongue taste for dosa is good. So what does it show? That there's no idli there. That's what it shows, because then everybody should like the idli. It's not true. You can change. Just like what Shaniel and Bobby did to me when I was in Brisbane. They changed my idli eating habit itself. So the cognition changed from idli to Weet-Bix. So can I rely on that and say myself, if there was self was there, then it should be eating idli all the time? No, it can cognize anything. So in fact, for a few days, I didn't know how to say this Weet-Bix. In fact, I asked Shaniel many times, what is this? He said, Weet-Bix Vilas. Weet-Bix. And Bobby used to say Weet-Bix. So now that hearing, Weet-Bix, Weet-Bix, Weet-Bix. Then I reflect upon that. Vilas is also same thing. Vilas, 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 same thing. That means there's no, if Weet-Bix is not real, if idli is not real, then how can Vilas be real? Now I know it's anicca. Because Weet-Bix arise in the ear and pass away. Now that Weet-Bix is in the mouth, it pass away. And that's it. That's the end of Weet-Bix. So the box of Weet-Bix, which has been brought, like in the case of Australia, was brought, consumed, shit came of Weet-Bix, gone back. Now I see this. Oh my God, what a delusion. Vilas is a delusion. It's just a magical thing, a magician. I caught the magician by his magic trick. Now no magic can happen because I know he is tricking. So when he says Weet-Bix, I don't get pulled. Tomorrow he will say something else. I don't get pulled. So conventionally, it's fine, called as Weet-Bix. But wheat is coming from the land, from the ground. So I started going into Yoniso Manasikara, which was Buddha says. So now I've started into the journey of the Buddha. So Manasikara is to make up the mind, and Yoniso Manasikara is to make up, to go back to the root of it, the starting point of it. Where does Weet-Bix happen? It's from made out of wheat. And wheat is from the ground, obviously. So then what are you eating? Mud. Clear. Let's be clear. And how is this body made up of? Mud only. So the delusion is gone. So there is no raga and dvesha. So from that time onwards, I have an unshakable faith in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, with Sila being intact. Because there's no remorse feeling. If there is a remorse feeling, I can't penetrate this. If I have no remorse feeling, I can penetrate it. Now I understand what Buddha says when he says, Chakkum mudapadi. Your eyes get opened up. And I really, really saw it. Yes, it happens. Jnanam mudapadi. So the knowledge arose in me that from the mud to the mud is what it is. You can name the mud in different ways, just like a potter making pots cleverly. does not show the mud, but makes the pot. It's a make believe to say this is the pot, whereas underlying factor is the mud only. It doesn't matter. It's mud. Clay, mud is the pot. So all the items which have come from the earth. So nobody can claim it's my earth. So when I understand this, that moha went away. So now I'm fit for sitting in the class of the Buddha, for further learning, that is Adichitta and Adipanya. So I have to do three things: Adi Sila, Adichitta, Adipanya. This is my roadmap. Now in that I have done Adi Sila. I'm had to do Adichitta, Adipanya. But what has arose in me is the knowledge that yam kinchi samudaya dhammam sabbam tam nirodha dhammam. And that made me a Sotapanna. All that arises ceases. So I saw it for myself. That there was no vilas in the beginning. It's only hearing as vilas, just like what Bobby and Shaniel did to me by saying Whitpix, Whitpix, Whitpix. So the Whitpix happened. Then they both asked me to sit. So, okay, sit. Does that make me tired? No. Oh, you're only walking. Now we want you to sit. Fair. Just sit. Nothing to get upset over sitting. And in fact, I started finding the upset thing is gone. I'm not getting upset. Anyway, not at Sotapanna level, but eventually I found that this upset thing itself is a fake thing. So I don't feel upset. That made me a Sotapanna. Why? Because I tried it for myself without relying on anyone. Right? And there's one sutta where I was very fascinated by how Buddha explains to Sariputta and asks this question to Sariputta: Sariputta, do you agree with whatever I say? And Sariputta says, no. Very good, Sariputta. You should not accept without testing it on yourself. So this word of Buddha made me a real rationalist, not a fake rationalist, a real rationalist, because I don't agree with irrational things. I don't go by traditions. I don't go by opinions. I don't go by norms. I don't go by anything. I go by rational. It's not that I'm going to argue with the teacher. No, no argument, no questions. If he says, follow this, I will follow it for a while, giving 100% to it and see the result for myself. That's it. But if it works, should I not take him as my teacher? Yes, I should. So today, if I look back and see what 6 things I will not do, which otherwise I had an ability of doing, is number 1, not to kill or harm the parents. Why I would not do it? what made me change. Now, when I came to this 10 immoral deeds, I found that the cause of my suffering, the fear, insecurity, is driven only by these 10 immoral deeds, nothing else. So, if there is anything called as an anxiety, that anxiety is because of the immoral deeds done in the past, or the anxiety, what I will be doing now, which triggers the future. So, I don't have any anxiety now. What's there to be anxious about? If I am truthful, what's there to be anxious? So, there's no anxiety. And when I don't have any anxiety, then I'm not depriving my mother, depriving father. Two things. Depriving the life of an arhat. Now, since I can see myself as a Sotapanna, I know the end result of this is an arhat. So, knowing that, how can I kill or harm an arhat? In fact, I am in search of an arhat to help me complete the journey, remove the suffering. And I'm willing to do anything he says now, not out of desperation. No, no desperation. Not being irrational, fully rational, because I want to know now how to enter jhanas, because they are peaceful, abiding than this life. So I want to do that. So I would rather prefer an arhat or an anagami teaching me. Why would I do that? I won't. Cause injury to the Buddha. Why would I do it? Because I am so blessed by the teachings of the Buddha. Why will I now go and injure a Buddha? Not possible. That doesn't even come in the mind, let alone going and doing it. And then causing a schism in the Sangha. Why? I'm seeing everyone suffering. So, what is the schism there? What's the need to spread rumors? What's the need to break alliances? I won't do that. I would rather go away from there if I see them fighting among themselves. There's no point in talking to them. Just like what Buddha did in one sutta. The guys were fighting and he left the place. Instead of correcting them, he left the place. If a Buddha can do that, why can't I? And then dedicating my life to any other teacher than the Buddha. Never. It's unshakable. So these are the 6 things I would not do as a Sotapanna. So when I read it, when I understand it, I get the other 2 ones. Panya Udapadi. I got the wisdom that I am indeed a Sotapanna. Aloko Udapadi, the light shone. That you are just 7 more existences at the max, if not grow faster to end the samsara, which is breathtaking for me. So I felt excellent. Now I can recite, which I was not reciting earlier, that Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arhato Samma Sambuddhasa makes a better argument now than earlier, because now I have seen it for myself. I have bought the product after testing it. So I kept it for 3 months. And on the 3rd month, it didn't take me 3 months. Basically, it took me less than 3 months to really categorically see that I've done it. Now the question comes, should I convince someone that I'm a Sotapanna? Should I declare I'm a Sotapanna? Yeah, you can. If they want to listen, take it, take it. If they don't want to take it, don't take it. It's fine. Then, should I make someone a Sotapanna? Yeah, if somebody wants, you can tell how you did it, and then why not help them? But will there be a change they can notice? Yes, there would be a great change which they can notice. And final question, what happens if you are a Sotapanna and die? You will be reborn in a good place if you're born as a human, where no deprivement is there. Or you enter into the Devaloka, which is far better than being here. So if you're here, you're staying like a Deva, not having to do a lot of things to gain material comforts along with your Dhamma comforts. If you're in the Deva realm, you are even more better off. So that being said, my Michhaditi completely vanished because I'm seeing the state of my mind, no fear. So it's gone. That's it from my side also. Any questions? Otherwise, we're basically done. So one giving rise to other. Vipatti sara, vipatti, filled with fear, remorse. By being moral, you lose remorse. And what will you get? Pamoja, joy. Always joyful because there's nothing to fear. And that's what a Sotapanna always will be. Fearless, no anxiety. Okay, done. No questions. Then we can end. It's all about Sotapanna, how you can do, how I did. Basically, the story, I've just made it something funny, but yeah, overall, that's what I did. And I'm being very rational, not irrational, not argumentative. I don't argue, but I want proof for myself. And when I tell about others, to tell others, I will go by the proof, not by what's there in the text. I don't care what's there in the text. I don't go by any traditions. No traditions. And no dogmatic beliefs at all. Should you go to a monastery or don't should you go to a monastery? I have no answer to it. Meaning, doesn't matter. Because it still comes under Sila Vitta Paramasa. If you have this question, if I have this question, should I go to the monastery or not? Like Mrityunjaya and many others, let's say we go to Mahabodhi in Bangalore. Should you go or shouldn't you go? Absurd question. Doesn't matter. But if it matters, is a fear that I didn't go, that means there's something wrong with me. If there's a guilty conscience, which is remorse, it's because of my sila. I am going meeting a bhante because I have an internal insecurity which I want this bhante to solve it for me, which is never going to happen. If I'm eating a bhante as a normal person in search of nibbana, in search of ending the suffering, absolutely fair, because that's what Buddha does for everyone. But if I'm eating a bhante to solve my problem, because he also has the same problem, the only difference between his problem and my problem is I have more problems as a family man and he has less problems as not being a family man. But when I see that he is also associated with the bhantes and he has to do a lot of things, there are a lot of chores he has to do, which is same, householder or otherwise. It's the same. The situation, the problems is exactly the same. Birth, aging, death, these three are going to be the same. Doesn't matter it's a bhante or not a bhante, bhikkhu, no bhikkhu, same. So my purpose of visiting Mahabodhi is more to do with looking from a humanity standpoint, that is, everyone is suffering, as opposed to thinking something is going to happen if I meet this bhante. Nothing is going to happen because this is samana magga. You have to put your own effort. You can't import efforts from someone. Never going to happen. So since there is nothing called God to be thought about, there's nothing like karma to be thought about, that it is something eternal or something which is predestined, and nothing like randomness, all the three not being there. It's a dependency which is the question. And dependency is on conditions. So if I'm doing wrong deeds, no person in this world can save me. But if I'm doing right deeds, no person in this world can hamper it. So the question doesn't arise, should I go to Bodh Gaya? Shouldn't I go to Bodh Gaya? Should I go to Varanasi or Sarnath or not to Sarnath, to Lumbini, the birthplace of Buddha, or not to be birthplace of Buddha, or to Kushinagara, where he had his final, should I go there or not? No. You have to go to these places to see how he evolved. That's good, because that is what I want. He is my role model and exactly emulate my teacher. 15 Charana Dhammas. And I'm very happy that he has given me step by step instructions, even though in the physical form he is not available today. But I can exactly follow it. It's just like an instruction manual. You have a machine, you want to configure the machine properly, don't require the inventor of that machine to be there with you. He just had to give you a set of guidelines and a diagram and everything for you to configure. Some places I'm going to get stuck, absolutely. But what an engineer is for, to solve the problems. Otherwise, what's the point in hiring me? So there are some gaps which I think the gaps are existing because of my not knowledge, not having knowledge. So shouldn't I invest my time in having that knowledge? Yes, I should. But once I get that knowledge, should I hold on to it? No, absolutely not. I have to give up. That knowledge is for using it, not holding it. I can't hold the knowledge and say it's my knowledge now. No, sorry. Give up. Use it and give it to others. Now, if they have a problem, they'll solve it. You can tell them, how did you solve your problem? Maybe they will have the same problem, they will fix it. If there's some other problem, they have to go to somebody else. Fair. But the very idea of doing traditions and doing my own system and your own system is dogmatism, which doesn't help. So these three things are gone. The self-view, dogmatic adherence to the rites and rituals, and doubts, indecisions. It need not be an indecision on Buddha Dhamma Sangha, any kind of indecisions about how I should do, what I should do, whether this will work, that will work, nothing like that. It's easy. Okay, done. Let me stop. That's it then. Okay, then thanks everyone for staying around. And tomorrow we will look at how to reach Sakadagami. Yes, Rituji, you have a question or you have a suggestion?
No, just sir, I wanted to thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you so much.
So now you're Sotapanna. You know how to be a Sotapanna.
I'm not sure, but I feel that I've understood the way properly.
Good. That's the first thing.
Yes.
So you shouldn't have even
A speck.
a small dot of indecision. If somebody asks you, are you a Sotapanna? You have only one answer. I am. I think I am. What do you mean? You think means there is a doubt. There's a fear. Okay. And Buddha says, one who is a Sotapanna has no fear. And you will really see it. You let go of fear because the fear of death is gone. Amata, deathless. At the very moment you're deathless. And I've seen it for myself, what it is to be deathless. So that's it. And the five khandhas just shine in front of you as though somebody is gifting you that. And there's no attachment to it. And you know that there's no attachment to it. It's your own experience. It's not somebody's imported experience. Oh, maybe like that. And the day you see it, you go to any monastery or temple or church or mosque or whatever, it makes no difference to you at all. No difference means absolutely no difference. A person who is clothed and a person who is nude makes no difference to you. It doesn't make anything to you. Earlier, it used to be something. Now that moha comes for a while, catches you, and then it goes away, catches you, goes away. When we do tomorrow's Sakadagami, you'll come to see how it drops, and how at an Anagami it drops, and how at an Arhat, there's no thing called as moha left for the raga and dvesha to occupy the mind. And hence, raga khayo, dosa khayo, moha khayo, nibbana. That's how it works. And there's a formula which Buddha has given. So I'll also tell you that to cross check. First, you should have nibbida. Nibbida means disillusionment. The moment you're a Sotapanna, you get that Sotapatti phala, the fruit. The very moment you will not have an iota of doubt because the underlying illusion is gone. That means vilas is completely gone. There's no vilas to be found anywhere. Right? So then when I sit here, I see anything called vilas. I see a flesh and bones, but no vilas to be found. That is nibbida. That brings in viraga. There's disenchantment, brings dispassion. There's no passion to this body or to this mind called as Vilas mind. It's not there. Nirodha, cessation, is permanent cessation. It's not temporary. You just can't find this guy called Vilas any longer. So cessation, Nirodha, Upasamaya, peaceful. Vilas was the problem, actually. So for that moment, when there's no Vilas, it's the most stablest state of existence, because it's just existence. It's not Vilas also existing there. So Upasamaya, Abhinyaya, you've seen direct. You means that consciousness is now seeing itself direct without a camouflaged view of Vilas. Then you see the Four Noble Truth. First Noble Truth, suffering. Vilas is a suffering because it ages, grows, dies, mature, blah, blah, all that. Vilas eyes will do that. Vilas ears will do that. Vilas nose will do it. Vilas tongue will do it. Vilas body will do it. Vilas mind is going to do it. But if there were no Vilas, there's nothing to be done. So, first noble truth. Second noble truth, cause of suffering, the craving that Vilas has to see this, Vilas has to hear this, Vilas has to smell this, like that. Then how did you get out of suffering? By removing the identity, which is self-view, which is Vilas. The person, the personality. Then the steps, Noble Eightfold Path, right view or proper view. The view now is there's no Vilas, absolutely anywhere. So Nibbana is the end result of these 6 things, which comes and throws out the Raga, Dvesha, Moha. So at that moment, if there were a wife coming, there is no recognition of a wife. If there is a son coming, there is no recognition of son. If a house or property or money or this and that, nothing. As Vilas, having it. And that's it. End of suffering. So I can do this 100 times, 1,000 times, million times, not as a Sotapanna, but as an Arhat, rather all the time. So I can go back to my wife, just as a drama being enacted. Hey, cut it. Okay, so let's start a drama. Okay, you're my wife and I'm your husband, so let's start. Cut it. Shot over. Okay, good shot. It has come very well. Excellent. The next shot and next shot and next shot. The movie is done. And it's fun. Actually, working in that is fun. It's a movie. There's no real person. And that's it. Thanks to the Buddha. No thanks to any tradition. Thanks only to the Buddha. Thanks only to the Sangha who are following this, whatever Buddha says. Because of only one thing which works is Dhamma. Because even Buddha doesn't have the Dhamma. It is a Dhamma which is everything. So we have to be thankful to the Buddha because he got the Dhamma. But the only thing that survives is the Dhamma. Dhamma is eternal. That's the only thing which is eternal. Sangha also keeps on changing. The new Buddha will come, but the Dhamma remains. The nature of thing will never change. It's eternal. So law is eternal. Anicca, dukkha, anatta is eternal. Can't change it. You can discover it, but you can't invent it. You can't make it as a trademark. That's it. Anyway, thank you for saying thank you. So let's move forward tomorrow.
Yes.
Any other? Otherwise, we are good to close. Now, 2 more minutes left to at least make it 10 o'clock here. Good. So all are Sotapanna now, very happy that all silent, they're not asking any question, means either they have understood it or they never understood it. Okay, so when we meet tonight in Hindi, we will do something similar so that some questions were there on Sotapanna, I think it'll get addressed. Okay, have a great day and great night, Ariu, and good afternoon, Bobby, if you are still hearing me. Bye.